How are we doing?
Neil, can you update us on your injury situation after the break?
Yeah, unfortunately Gerald got injured on international duty with his knee, so he arrived back yesterday. We've assessed him today. Looks like he'll be out for a few weeks, so that's unfortunate news for him and for us. Everyone else, some players are getting closer because they've trained this week, so it was nice to have Frankie Kent, Stephen Kingsley and Craig Halkett back on the pitch at the same time. Their presence on the pitch was welcomed as they're experienced players. Jamie MacGrath's trained the last couple of days. I think that's it. Aidan Denholm's still out, but yeah. So a little bit mixed, if you like. Gerald missing, but the others are stepping up their training and have trained this week, which has been really positive.
It's going to be a fairly hectic wee spell for you now. How important, in particular, are these next 3 games in the context of your season?
Yeah, they're vitally important games. I think the break has just given everyone a chance to breathe a little bit, and we want to. I think there's only 7-8 weeks, something like that left. It'll fly by, and we're ready to attack the last period of the season. 9, hopefully 10 games left maximum. That's it. So we're ready to go. We're fresh. We're positive. We're looking forward to a really exciting end to the season.
Obviously, it's always a tough test at Celtic Park, but are you expecting a wee bit of a reaction from them after the Old Firm game?
Yeah, possibly. We expect a really tough game. It's the toughest game you can face, obviously. I think that was their first home defeat this season, and they're the best team in the league, obviously, because you look at their record and the points that they've taken and how many points they're clear. They're an outstanding team, but we just have to go with who we are, stick to our principles, attack the game as best as we can in the manner in which we want to, and see if we can cause Celtic in the moments that we can create some problems. And it's a great challenge, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It looks like Kasper Schmeichel might be out this weekend, but I know you know his understudy quite well. What would you expect to see from him, and will it change your approach?
No, he's a very good goalkeeper. I was only with him for a short period, Aston Villa, and that was a couple of seasons ago, a couple of years ago. He impressed me straight away with his talent as a goalkeeper, also his temperament. He had an outstanding season at Exeter in League One when I was at Blackpool. He's a top young goalkeeper. He just hasn't got the experience of Kasper Schmeichel, but there's nothing he can do about that. He's 23, I think. He's a lot younger. So, no, look, our principles of how we want to play won't change. We understand that it would be foolish of us to think that we're going to go there and dominate the ball. I think they average something like 70% possession in their games this season at home. So, in the moments that we want to try and play, and we've got to be brave enough to play our football, and we've got to try and carry a threat, and we want to try and be aggressive without the ball. And if that means that we can create some problems for Vill in goal, then so be it.
What do you need to go and get a result at Celtic Park?
You need a top performance from everyone. You need everyone to step up to the challenge. You need everyone to perform, whether that's starting or coming off the bench. And you need to go with the right mentality. You know it's going to be tough. You know at times in the game you're going to have to suffer. You have to be good at suffering. But I say you have to believe in what you're doing. The mentality is really crucial, and you need to be clinical when you create the moments that hopefully you can create by how you play the game. And you see Rangers and how they approach the game and the success that they got from that. You're hopeful of something similar, even if you're maybe going to do it in a slightly different way.
Did that just illustrate that there are weaknesses within this Celtic side?
think weaknesses. Well, yeah, every team has a weakness, but they're by far the best team. I say that was their first home defeat all season. They're an outstanding team. They're top players, really well coached. Manager's incredible in what he's done and what he's achieved. But it's why you're in football. You know, I'd never been to Celtic Park before. I know that lots of the players have. I went to the Old Firm game. It was a brilliant experience. What a great stadium. It's where you want to go. You want to test yourself against the best, knowing you're going to have to be at your best. And we'll need everyone to step up to the challenge. But when you pull on the maroon jersey, when you play for Hearts, there's some non-negotiables, and we have to go and compete, fight, and be brave in how we want to play the game.
Is your team now better equipped to go to somewhere like Celtic Park than it would have been back at Christmas time, for example, in terms of the form, the attacking threats you've got in the team now?
Yeah, I think so. I think just through the natural progression of the group being together for a longer period of time, the work we did in January, I think the group have, well, I know the group have grown. You know, we've shown the ability to come back from behind and win games. We've shown the ability when teams have maybe pegged us back to respond. And that's the resilience that we're going to need. We're going to need that belief in ourselves, and I say you can never lose out on the mentality of how you approach the game, and we know we're going to have to be perfect tomorrow in that. But you're right, as our belief has grown, and we go there in a positive frame of mind.
Obviously, it looks like the top six battle could kind of go to the wire between the likes of yourself, Motherwell, Dundee United, St Mirren. Have you been looking at all the permutations? Is that
I've looked at the league for one of the first times ever. I looked at it for about 2 minutes and then decided not to look at it because there are numerous permutations, and I give up trying to work them all out. So I thought that's pointless. We just have to concentrate on us, and we have 3 games, and who knows how many points we're going to need. We have a tough run of games, but so do a lot of the other teams around us, and we obviously have teams around us that we're due to play. So we go one game at a time. The old cliche, but it's true. You can't take your eye off the ball, and we're looking forward to a great game of football tomorrow.
Jamie MacGrath in contention for the weekend?
Yes, he will be, yeah.
And Devlin?
Yeah, Cam's fine. He played here just before we had a little break. He played 90 minutes. He's been training, so no, Cam's fine. He's good to go.
And the other 3 still a wee bit away, Kingsley?
We have to decide. I mean, they've done a lot of work in rehab. They've had a good week of training, so we just have to decide on if they've done enough, and also take into account how they're feeling as well, and how their bodies have responded to training this week. But they've all been fine. They've all come for it. They're good professionals, and they've worked very hard during their rehab. So to be fair, they're in as good a position as they can be given the time that they've been out.
Mentioned